Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Colin!
Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen, the 30th of January, 2026. It is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. You know, a fun thing about, discourse in life, you're playing sports, you're in the office setting, amongst the friend groups. You got to think about player comps. How do you apply context to how good, what is the role of this specific person, player, friend, family member? What is their player comp? Got some interesting ones right here. It's Russo and Rizzo, Colin Russo and Mike Rizzo across. We got Damian Perez, hockey sub behind the glass for Christian Cat today. We got you till 6 p.m. on ESPN 106.3, streaming live on YouTube at ESPN South Florida and Twitter and Facebook at ESPN West Palm. Mike, how you doing today?
I'm great. I'm doing great. I had a real busy day, especially Damian Perez and I. We had a real busy last kind of hour and a half, 2 hours here. I got youth basketball coming up tomorrow. A little nervous for the big game. Winner go home against Uncle Steve.
Morning
game.
game
3. And for those of you that don't know, Colin and I, we coach a youth basketball team. We are in the championship in game 3 coming up tomorrow. So yeah, we got a lot going on this weekend. And I'm not too thrilled about the weather being 50 degrees. But then, hang on, Damien, how about my buddy Ryan, my best friend Ryan, the fence guy, by the way, FaceTimed me. Did you see that snow?
Unreal.
Bro, did you see the snow that they're dealing with in Cleveland, Ohio right now?
It's unreal to see what they're dealing with, and then you just look to your left and you see outside our window, and it's like beautiful weather.
I could hardly complain about 50 degrees and a little clouds when it's about 5 degrees and, Kyle, 2.5 inches of snow in my hometown.
Player comps are interesting because you can go in a couple of different directions.
Oh, wait, hang on. First off, set it up. What do you player comps? What are we talking about here? What do we get, Kyle? What are we talking about here? Player comps.
Yeah, hold on. Can I get a second? Yeah. Today in the office, Friday afternoon conversation.
Yeah, tell me Steph and Matroka aren't here without telling me Steph and Matroka aren't
head
here.
Bosses.
These people work. Damien, we've been working the last 2 hours. We've missed out on this ridiculous conversation.
Mike's on edge. What happened?
I'll tell you what happened. So around the office, we go, all right, who's everybody's NBA player comp? It's a 3:30 on a Friday. You have some fun with this. So going around, trying to, short list of names, trying to figure everything out. We get to Mike. We get to Rizzo. Rizzo's not in the room with us at this time, trying to figure it out. A group of a lot of us, 6, 7, 8 people. And somebody suggested, what about Rizzo? Is he J.R. Smith? And then everybody set on the conclusion that Mike Rizzo's NBA player comp for In the Office is none other than legendary J.R. Smith. Mike, your thoughts?
No. I'm a featured player in The Office. I'm a star player in The Office, and I don't care. I am not J.R. Smith. I'm a better player than J.R., and that's with all due respect.
J.R. had a great career.
I love J.R.
He had a great career.
He won a championship with Cleveland with my 2016 Cavaliers.
Yeah,
one of my favorite players of all time to use an NBA 2K11 when he played for the Nuggets.
He's had a great career.
You guys are dead wrong. You guys got to get off your high horses here. All right? I mean, you got to realize, featured player. I'm not some role player you bring off the bench for 15 minutes. All right?
He starts.
He was NBA 6th Man of the Year. He started for a couple of years in Cleveland.
And for the Knicks.
No, you guys are dead wrong. I had a real issue with that. Too many times I get, and then
you don't
listen.
like your player comp in the office being
No,
J.R. Smith?
Absolutely not. I'm a star player, and so are you. I think you got disrespected with Scotty Barnes as well. I think you tremendously got disrespected. And I'm tired of the show getting disrespected. That's it. It's that simple.
You think you take this from disrespect?
Absolutely. And it's just another chapter in The Office not taking us serious. That's it. That's it.
You think this is a deep-rooted problem?
It's not a deep-rooted. It's just
serious?
they see us as jokers sometimes. I'm sick of it. Quite honest, we do a lot. Do a lot for ESPN West Palm. Stephanie, our GM, would agree.
So you think
and our boss Brian Rowitz would agree. I completely disagree with.
What about J.R.
that.
Smith being a great personality?
Dude, I love. Like I said, I love J.R. Smith. And for the record,
great personality.
And for the record, these are comparisons. This isn't like, oh, I'm better than J.R. Smith at basketball. This is a comparison to The Office and how important we are to the team. Correct. And I'm here to tell you, both of us are more Scotty.
I'm not
Scotty Barnes
so
and J.R. Smith. Scotty Barnes and J.R. Smith. Okay, I think everyone needs to get back to work in this office. I'm gonna call you. Don't make me call Stephanie on her birthday and get her back to the office to whip everybody in shape. Okay.
So you think J.R. Smith was disrespectful to you?
Correct. It is not. It is not. It is not representative of your role. It does not represent the output that I give to the company.
But what about J.R. Smith having a long, successful career, a fun personality? What about that?
Great, perfect. There's more of those out there that were star players in the NBA.
What about the personality? Don't you think your personality is part of the comparison?
I do more than J.R. Smith did for the Cavaliers.
That's not
it's not. This isn't about. For me, it has nothing to do with the personality. It has everything to do with their output on the court. J.R. Smith.
That's how you interpret it versus how the office.
J.R. Smith never. All right. He wasn't a jack of all trades. He jacked up threes and he could dunk. That was it. That was his shtick.
And you don't think that's fair to you to say that?
Absolutely not. I wear a lot of hats here, and I'm proud of it. I think people get confused when they're reading their emails on their laptops. Okay.
So
when they sit on their laptops all day and read their emails and respond to emails, they get, I think they get a little confused on what Colin and I actually do for the station. Okay. Be completely honest.
So you think everybody's being disrespectful?
Correct.
You think this
Once again, it's
another. You think this is a long-standing thing?
And I get called dramatic. What is it called? Dramatic, sensitive. Fine, whatever it is. Sometimes you got to put your foot down. Similar when
this is you putting your foot down.
Similar to when I beat Theo one-on-one in basketball at Kaiser University. This is very similar to that situation once again.
So how do we solve this?
You don't.
Well,
Just put your foot down. That's it. I put my foot down. I said my 2 cents. And then from now on, we're not even gonna entertain those ideas. And you shouldn't either. Scotty Barnes is completely disrespectful. All right. Completely disrespectful.
West Palm native, though.
It sure is.
Fair play to him.
I think
Great kid.
My interpretation of the Scotty Barnes is Scotty Barnes is some peculiar interests. He's a peculiar person to talk to. That's my interpretation.
That's it, Kyle. That's it. It's not that deep. Sometimes you just got to put your foot down. That's it.
So you want to change your perception within everybody we work with?
We already tried doing that and it didn't work. I'm gonna let the results speak for themselves.
Who would your
I think the results have spoken for themselves so far.
Who would your personal player comp be?
Huh?
Who would your person?
I said like a Scottie Pippen. I'm not the best player on the team, but I'm an important player. I'm an all-star. Absolutely.
Does that make Colin Michael Jordan?
No.
I didn't say that.
No.
I didn't say that.
No.
I would probably, Theo's been here longer. Theo's probably the featured player. Being fair. Theo's up for a Carmi for best content teammate of the year.
All right,
you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm putting myself in perspective to things.
You think you're Scottie Pippen in the office?
Let's put it this way.
You think you're the Scottie Pippen
with the amount of hats that I wear and that you wear? Absolutely, I have no problem with myself comparing myself to a key role player in a championship
role
team.
player is certainly a word. Scottie Pippen's not a role player.
You get what I'm saying?
You think you're Scottie Pippen?
I think it's second or third fiddle, Kyle. Absolutely. In the cog that makes this machine go.
What about like Andre Iguodala?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because first off, he's not in my opinion, he's not a Hall of Famer, even though everyone gets into the Hall of Fame. Iguodala stole.
Are you saying you're a Hall of Famer?
He studied. Well, listen. Let's pump the brakes a bit.
Hold on, I didn't say it.
I'm comparing the office to players on a team, and in my opinion, the big three is Theo, you, and me.
Hold on. So
let's keep. Wait, if I'm going with,
hold on. The content we are on air. We do not stand above the rest. Fair. In my eyes, we do, but fair. You think content stands above?
We're the face of the station, mate.
Let's be fair. Hold on.
Right?
Everybody we work with has roles.
Stephanie and Brian are the GM and the coaches. Mike Matroka's, he's got front office stuff. Be completely honest, mate.
Wow. So you're disappointed in the lots we work with.
Like I said, sometimes people forget. That's it. People forget how much you actually do. And I'm not one to sit here and wave it in your finger on what.
Doesn't sound like it.
All right. But today I am. After that ridiculous comparison and you guys, kiki and ah-and about it. Oh, Rizzo's going to be so mad about it. Fine. Fair play. You got your 10 minutes.
So you don't like J.R. You don't like the J.R. Smith?
I love J.R. Smith. I don't like the comparison as far as the West Palm team. That's it. More important than J.R. Smith.
Jeez.
Yeah.
How about it's not that serious?
Maybe.
Right? It doesn't matter.
Maybe.
J.R. Smith, fun guy. You can go out with J.R. You can put J.R. anywhere. It'll be good.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't
Bring him
know.
to a golf event. You can bring him to a tennis event. You can have him walk down the street with you.
Sure.
No? But you want to be Scottie? Scottie Pippen's a polarizing personality. Difficult guy to deal with.
It was more so his play on the court,
but a difficult
not
guy
personality.
A difficult guy to deal with.
Listen, more so player on the court, not personality. Willing to get gritty for the extra rebound. Willing to, roll your sleeves up and guard whoever the hell Coach Jackson tells you to guard. You know what I mean? Scottie Pippen was a junkyard dog in my eyes.
So you're the junkyard dog.
Yeah, I do. I wear a lot of hats, and I have no issue to taking on new things and new stuff at the office. It's a lot more than just talking into this microphone, by the way, on a 4 to 6 basis.
Damian Perez, our producer behind the glass today, should Mike Rizzo be as offended as he is about his player comparison within our work setting to J.R. Smith as he is right now?
I get where he's coming from, but J.R. Smith was wanted by so many teams in the league.
Had a great career.
He's a champion.
Career.
Even you said it. He's got a great personality. So does Mike. There's a lot of parallels. But I see where he's saying.
No. Like, this isn't about personality. This is about output on the court.
That's
I don't
agree.
consider it.
I agree
it's
with
not
Mike.
comps. We're comparing somebody's output that they have towards the company on what they offered on the court.
I'll give Mike that because I see his work in Inter Miami and all that firsthand. So I'll give Mike that side of the argument.
Well,
for sure.
Think about everybody else's perspective. You think they're making the same criteria?
I have my opinions. That's it.
Right.
I have my opinions.
Mike's down on the office.
You're down
like
I said, it's just another.
You're down on the office.
It's just being the butt of the joke gets old sometimes. That's it.
You're down on the office.
You got to put your foot down every now and then.
You're down on the office. You're down.
I'm not down on the office.
No,
it's just
you're up in the office.
It's not that, Colin. It's just sometimes you got to put your foot down and be like, all right, enough's enough, guys. Enough of the troll. Enough of the trolling.
You're Scottie Pippen.
If I had to compare myself to yes, I'd probably say Scottie Pippen.
Right.
Second or third option.
Right.
That's it.
Right. Player comps. Interesting. Because you could go in a couple different directions. I'm gonna speak for them in some capacity. I think they took personality into account. And I think J.R. Smith's lovable personality is part of the reason, if not a lot of the reason. Am I wrong?
I don't know. When I do player comps with my buddies, it's output on the court and what you have to offer and how much, are you a stat sheet stuffer? Are you a guy who is willing to do? That's why I said Scottie Pippen, because he wasn't just one thing. He did a lot of things.
Right.
He defended. He scored. He blocked shots.
Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Damian Perez. 888-760-3776. Should Rizzo be offended by his J.R. Smith player comparison? I don't think it's bad. I actually think it's fine.
I think Scotty Barnes is dead wrong there on you too. So
888-760-3776. Damian Perez, Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo. Damian, did you watch the tennis this morning?
Great match. Absolutely great match.
If you bought a ticket to the semifinal on Australian Open, you had 9 hours and about 15 minutes.
Now,
of tennis.
I asked Colin. It was 9.5 hours of sitting down in that godforsaken grandstand. I asked Colin. I said, dude, you'd stick around the whole time? He said, yes. Damian, I don't believe him. There's no way you could be anywhere for 10 hours straight.
We'll talk about that on the other side of things. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
PM hour on ESPN 106.3 is served by the Delray Beach Open. 140 miles per hour aces, parties, and all the good vibes. Get your tickets today at DelrayBeachOpen.com.
Funnel cake, rice, farm animals.
Wake up, South Florida Fair.
Don't tell me what's fair. What? The South Florida Fair is open. Why didn't you say so sooner? Thursdays are BOGO Thursdays. Buy one admission ticket and get one ticket free. Every food vendor will have a BOGO deal. And ride credit bundles or half off on BOGO Thursdays. Visit southfloridafair.com/BOGO for details or download the Fair app. Open now through February 1st in West Palm Beach.
Hi, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike, and I'm dropping the gloves. Your new home for the back-to-back Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers is ESPN 106.3. Saturday hockey gets serious as the Panthers host the Jets. Coverage starts at 3:30 right here on ESPN 106.3.
Are you a business owner or handle your company's marketing? Banyan Printing and Signs partners with over 1,000 local businesses in Palm Beach County. Their full-service solution saves you time and money by eliminating multiple vendors. From business cards and brochures to direct mail services and signage, they do it all. Fast turnaround, free local delivery, and superior customer service are what sets Banyan apart. Could a market leader with 48 years improve your current model? Visit banyanonline.com or call 561-586-6220.
Tough loss, but champions respond. I'm attorney Brian Lebovic. As proud alums, we know how to compete at the highest level.
I'm Esther Lebovic. At the Lebovic Law Group, we bring a championship mindset to every injury case. Preparation, discipline, and relentless execution.
When a client's future is on the line, we don't just show up, we play to win.
Don't wait. Dial 8-561-888-8888. No fee unless we win for you.
Visit Lebovic.com.
Hiring a lawyer is an important decision. Past results do not guarantee future outcomes.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful Defender 110 P300S for just $849 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
You heard it, the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. If you've been in that car accident, truck accident, someone to slip in, follow my friends Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine at Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. They are here to fight for you. They don't even charge you unless you win. They work tirelessly to get you the maximum compensation that you deserve. They are the best around. They're the best in the business for a reason. Don't settle for just any attorney. Demand the best. Go demand Anajar and Levine. Take that one phone call. Take back control of your life. Don't wait. Call for the free consultation today. Call 1-800-747-FREE. 1-800-747-3733. Take back control now with Anajar and Levine. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo. We got Damian Prez behind the glass. J.R. Smith? No? No? How about this? Last thing, I'll put a cap on it. We take a strengths indicator test. You know, when we start here, you know, to get a feel for everybody. And your strengths were put into ChatGPT. What player comp is this? The player comp was Patrick Beverly. Mike?
Is that Craig Karmazin's ChatGPT, CEO of Good Karma Brands? Is that the ChatGPT we're talking about? I don't know. I'm over it. I'm over it. It is what it is.
All right.
It is. It is what it is.
How do you feel about Pat Beverly?
It's even worse than J.R. Smith.
I agree.
It's even worse than JR. And for the record, we have Patrick in the YouTube chat. He goes, guys, just a reminder, J.R. Smith was a two-time champion, 16 and 2020, a McDonald's All-American. He had enough clout to get his brother on the team with him. Smith is nothing to sneeze at. He's right. But JR, role player. That's the point I'm trying to make. I'm more than a role player on this ESPN West Palm team. It's my 2 cents.
Patrick Beverly?
Pat Beverly is a bench rider for all intents and purposes, who would sub in to guard Steph Curry and did a bad job at it for that record.
All right, so you don't like Pat Beverly.
It's not that I don't like Pat Bev.
No, you don't like the comp. You don't like the comp. That's fine.
That chat, who did Craig Karmazin's ChatGPT?
Did you watch any of the tennis last night?
No.
Or this morning?
No.
You did not?
I did not.
The semifinals, the men's side of the Australian Open. You did not want. No, it's fine.
Down on that.
I didn't expect you to. You didn't watch any last night. See, the good news about the Australian Open is it's when we're not in the office. So you could, from 10 p.m. to 9 a.m., there was tennis. You did not watch it.
No, I did not. I'm a phony. I give credit to Christian, our producer of the show. Christian did watch it. I had stuff going. It's been a couple, as you know, it's been late weeknights for us. I've been having to do some stuff in the morning. I was not
So
available.
the
at
question I
telly.
wanted to pose to you is, for those who didn't watch the Australian Open this morning, it was an excellent 2 semifinal games on the men's side. If you bought a ticket, it is sort of like the NCAA tournament where you get both. You get both tickets. It's like almost a day pass. A lot of tennis
Right.
tournaments are like this. You get one semifinal, you get the next. I believe Australian is like this. So if you bought a ticket and you want to go see Carlos Alcaraz and Sasha Zverev, who was the first, and the second one was Novak Djokovic and Jannik Sinner. First match was 5 hours and 27 minutes, the third longest in Australian Open history. They take a little bit of a break. Rod Laver Arena in Melbourne. And then Novak Djokovic and Jannik Sinner come out, and it's a 4.5-hour match itself.
God.
So you got a 4-hour match and a 5.5-hour match. Would you sit through something like that?
No, I wouldn't.
Would you
even
sit
let-
through any sporting event?
I
like
wouldn't.
that?
Yeah, I would, but like it depends on what it like. Any of the big three: football, basketball, baseball. Sign me up.
You'd sit through 9.5 hours of football live in person.
No,
Yeah, that's
I'm lying
a
to
tough one.
myself. I don't think I'd sit anywhere for 9.5 hours.
Damian Perez,
Outside of an airplane or something that I have to.
would you sit 9 hours and watch tennis in that type of environment with those two types, or any sport for that matter?
Sitting 9 hours through anything would be tough. But I will say, I think it's easier to sit through 9 hours of tennis than it is 9 hours of football, especially if the matches are as intense as they were
Like
last night
Yeah,
and this
they
morning.
move. They
to
move.
that point, if we're playing 9.5 hours of American football, even world football, people are going to get injured, seriously injured. Playing the sport for that long. So
I'm not
it's a
trying to
tough
logistically.
comparison.
I'm talking about
Right.
just
I think,
generally
Colin, the
going
comparison-
to an event
The comparison is a baseball game because theoretically a baseball
or
game
going to a golf event
can't
and
go
spending
9.5
spending all
hours.
day.
Right. No, I'm with Dame. My limit, and listen, I'm not a tennis guy. So number one, I'm not a tennis fan to begin with. I probably wouldn't have lasted the first full match. Probably would have went home.
Even if it was great.
No,
Probably.
you would have.
I have no interest in it.
That-
That's the issue. I have no interest.
Right.
Unless I'm like covering, like need to get sound after, needing to talk to some players or people. Like obviously we got to sit through it. But if I'm there as a fan, dude, I'd have to
You
go
wouldn't
to,
be able to sit through a 5.5 hour if it was a great, like a classic.
I'd
You
have to
know
go-
it's supposed to be
I'd have
good.
to go to like a restaurant, like like go get something to eat or like
Well, you could do that in the building.
I don't 9.5 hours, mate. 9.5 hours. Where were we? The national championship, and college football is my shtick. Okay, the Buckeyes are my favorite team, dude. That was a long day. That was a long day for us being there until about 2:30 in the morning. Put that in perspective, brother. We got there at what?
It's not. Hey, hold
got
on.
there about 5:30?
We probably walked in at 5:30. We walked out at 2. That's about the same.
That's dude. That was a long time.
about the same.
It was a long time, and you and I both looked at each other. We were dead tired.
But you weren't watching football for the whole time.
Right.
The one thing I would
we
say,
worked
there's
after.
not
We
a lot.
worked
There's
after.
not a lot of TV timeouts. It's nonstop.
Yeah.
That's the one sport where I do think the one thing about it is it's slow because the matches are long, but
Intense.
it moves.
Yeah, it's very intense.
Damien, did you watch it this morning?
Yes, I did. I did not watch the whole match, but I did watch the last.
Well, it started at 4 in the morning.
Yeah, the last set is what I woke up in the morning, threw it on, and it was unbelievable set.
Yeah, Mike, I'm surprised. Did you read the text when I texted you at 8:30 in the morning? Were you doing something?
Well, Sinner. It was Sinner versus somebody. I saw.
Djokovic.
Yeah, and you told me Djokovic his two
well,
matches.
I texted you guys at the beginning of the 5th set. I'm like,
You
turn on ESPN.
said Djokovic's two matches before that were phony because the guys got injured.
Yeah, so he had to walk. Yeah,
So
he
this-
advanced
so
because
He
obviously-
shouldn't
was
have been there.
The
for
Joker.
sure.
The Joker is, and when I say Novak Djokovic, he had the title for a long time, but it's been a long time coming that he should have lost in this tournament already.
Yeah, right. But he's fresh. He's older.
Yeah.
The
So-
match before, he was actually down 2 sets.
Here's the storyline. Jannik Sinner is having one of the best peaks that tennis has seen in 15 years as a 24-year-old, and a 38-year-old guy who's been washed up for the last year and a half, who got very lucky in the 2 previous matches, all of a sudden beats him in 5 sets. That was the storyline in the second one. And the first one was Alcaraz, who was great. And it's 9 hours. And they said that after Djokovic won the second match, he said, you guys got your value for your ticket. You wouldn't sit through something like that.
I wouldn't. It sounds like it's a tennis fan's dream.
Yeah.
That if you're, a
I'm not going to lie. Like 9 hours of anything would be difficult. I would do it. I would do it.
if
If I
you're-
was at the semifinal with those 2 matches, I would do it.
if you're a tennis fan, that was your dream. Fair play. That's awesome. And a good comparison is like the first day of the NCAA tournament.
Or yeah, that's a good example.
That I like, but granted, I'm so like, and you can call me spoiled because I really am with this take. Like Dude, I've been to so many like games in my life that where I want to be for the NCAA tournament is at my setup with my 5 TVs and 30 chicken wings. That's exactly where I want to be. I don't need to be there. You know what I mean? I want to watch the games and break down every single game that's happening, not just the region
What about a golf
that I'm
event?
at.
What about a golf event? You could be there all day.
It's made for TV though, right?
Sure, but let's say you're there.
Every
Let's say you're
single
there.
player.
Those people are there for that's a 9-10 hour
it's the
day. You go to a
featured
big, you go to a Sunday out of a golf
I
event.
would follow the featured group.
You're there for 9-10 hours.
Like the first day, like say I'm there 2-3 days.
Let's say you're there. Yeah, Saturday. You have mornings.
I'm following the featured group, and that's probably it.
So
I'm
you
going to
wouldn't-
follow the featured group.
There's no sport that you would watch for about 9 hours consecutively. Is there a sport you'd watch?
Like there in person.
Yeah.
Probably not. It's a long time, kid.
I did not.
That's a long time.
I did not. There are people who
It's a
out there.
long time.
You know, there are people out there who are living on the East Coast or West Coast, something like that, who stayed up through the night watching both.
You.
No, I did not.
Okay.
I watched the first 2 sets of Alcaraz, which started at 10:30. I went to bed at around midnight.
Would have been an all-nighter.
Yeah, and then I woke up at 6. And the thing is, the Alcaraz match was as good as it gets, and it was a classic. So I was annoyed by that. And I woke up at 6, and I was already in the beginning of the second set with Djokovic and Sinner. And I watched the second set of Sinner and Djokovic. I went for a run during the third set, which was the right move. And then I got back, and I watched the fourth. And then I went, and I had to go pick up my mother because we were going to my mother's in town. We were going to go to a diner, and I was trying to stream. You know, tennis is not made for the radio. Let's put it that way.
Right.
And I'm at the diner trying to get the game get the match with the streaming, and I watched the 5th set in a diner. That's how the amount of things that I was able to do. You're telling me I watched 2 sets. I went to bed. I woke up. I exercised. I showered. I went to a diner, and I ate, and I finished before both things were over. That is crazy to put into perspective.
I think everything, like as far as in person and stuff, it's awesome. It's great. But everyone has their limit. Like, you know, some people have kids too.
You'd have to stay for the whole time.
Like, I'm a single male.
But the thing is,
so like, I can't complain.
Does the FOMO come in? The fear of missing out?
No.
Would you feel like you missed out on a huge marquee event if you missed something like that?
I'm like, you just have so many things at your disposal. You could listen to it on the radio. You could watch it on your TV. And you could say you were there. But at the same time, you can't say maybe you were there for the decisive moment. Younger Mike Rizzo probably would have cared a lot more than that. 31-year-old Mike Rizzo is completely okay with watching it on TV or hearing it on the radio.
So, for example, let's say like the Tiger Mariner game, or how about this? The Dodger Blue Jay game in Game 3 of the World Series. You know, basically 2 full games. And
I would have. It's a World Series game. I would have stayed. It's a World Series game, especially if my team.
And I believe that was only about 5 hours. About 5 hours, 13 minutes. I want to say it was.
No problem. If my team's in it too, like
they're 45 minutes early.
If that were the Guardians, like we were at Game 7. You know,
I mean that's a 6.5-hour day right there.
Like we were at. I guess I'm putting myself in a corner here, Colin.
I'm curious
because Game 7
of what?
Indians and Cubs. We were downtown all day. You know what I mean? That was. You got to downtown at 8:30 in the morning, and this was back when I was still, you know, drinking and whatever. Like, dude, we started early because that was a Game 7. You know what I mean? I was still in college then, too.
Yeah, delay in that game.
Dude, I was downtown from about 8.
More.
Let's see, 8
More.
8:30 in the morning to
16 hours.
At least. But I was a younger man.
That's fair, but that's also different. You're not at a sporting event,
right? And like your
bathrooms,
other places,
you're moving.
Yes,
eating.
So like. That's the best. That's the closest I could.
You wouldn't.
Compare it.
Yeah.
And by the way,
there's no sporting event you'd go to 9 hours for. 9 hours worth.
I don't think so, man.
What's your level? 6?
Yeah, probably 5.5 to 6. Like I would have some real questions after the 18th inning. If we played Colin, if we played 2 full 9s. I would have to have a real conversation.
Yeah, it's like that's exactly what happened in Game 3 of the World Series.
I would
After Kershaw went in at the bottom of the 12th, you were done, and you're like, "Let's finish this." They went on 6 more innings.
I would have to have a real conversation with myself after that.
888-760-3776. We go to New Jersey. Colin in New Jersey joins the program. Colin, how are you? What's going on?
Hey, Colin, how you doing?
Good. What's going on? What's on your mind?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I got you.
I did the same thing you did. I did the same thing you did yesterday. You know, I saw the first 2 sets. Went to bed and wake up, and I started from the third set this morning, the Djokovic. You know, but watching that Djokovic match, man, the last 2 sets, the 4th and the 5th, he was hanging on, and like it felt like if Sinner would have broken him on his serve, Sinner was going to win. And you could tell like he was fatigued and he was asking for pills, for like his stomach issue, whatever it was. And what I liked about the match is that the crowd was behind Djokovic because the crowd has booed him in the past. Last year they booed him.
He's a
in
villain.
The semifinals because he withdrew. Yeah, he withdrew. And you know what this reminded me of? This reminded me of Jimmy Connors back in '91. Because
Sure.
Jimmy Connors in the U.S. Open, he's always had this love-hate with the crowd and all that. But in '91, when he was 39, he had the miraculous run, and the crowd was behind him, cheering him on. He lost in semifinals, but he made that '91 tournament in the U.S. Jimmy Connors, because the crowd was totally behind him. And this is what I felt today watching it, because the crowd was totally behind him. So on Sunday, I'm going to tape it, wake up at 5 or 6, and start watching the final. I think the crowd's going to be behind him again.
So, Colin, for context, the final is 3:30 a.m. on Sunday because it's in Melbourne, and it's between Carlos Alcaraz and Djokovic. Yeah. You're going to tape it and start it late. I got that right?
Yes. I'm going to tape it. I'm going to probably wake up like 5:36 and then watch it from there on. Because and obviously the commercials.
That's the way to do it.
Speed it up. This way I'll catch up.
That's the way to do it. Appreciate the call, Colin. Thank you for chiming in.
That's a waste of time.
What is?
That's starting at 3.
Final. It's in Melbourne, Australia.
Cater to the American audience. Do you want people watching or not? Do you want a rating or not? I'm being honest.
It's not fair.
I'm being serious. Do you want a rating or do you not want a rating?
Mike, it's a tournament in Australia.
And tennis is very international.
They're 15 hours. They're 14 hours ahead this time of year.
Who has the matches?
ESPN. It was on ESPN.
I guess they're not interested in a rating then.
I mean, it's a
for
Serbian
3:30 in the morning
Spanish.
Start. Are you kidding me? 3:30 in the morning?
When do you want them to start it?
Not 3:30 in the morning.
They started first thing in the morning.
Not during the hour.
PM. It would be 8 p.m.
Not during the hour of the wolf. I'll tell you that.
Here's the problem. They have to cater to the audience that's in the building. You got to do that. And that's one of the only sports that does it. I mean, it's in Melbourne, Australia. What do you want to make it American time zone only for the Australian fan that goes? That's not the right way to do it.
What time is that? What's 3:30 in the morning in Australia?
It's the evening. It's the early evening.
We got to check that. I'm going to check.
14 hours ahead, I want to say, this time of year.
Time is? You said Melbourne?
Melbourne. Say Melbourne to Eastern time difference. I want to say 14. It might be 16. 14 or 16 hours ahead.
Australia. God, my spelling is obnoxious. It's 8:30 in the morning right now tomorrow. Isn't it insane?
All right, so okay, insanity. So it's 12. It's 16 hours ahead. So it's 16 hours ahead. So that means that 3:30 a.m. is starting around 7, 8 o'clock
at night.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. I'm dead wrong.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? You can't start it earlier.
I didn't know the time difference.
It's the least accommodating time zone of it all. But the one thing about tennis is it's not an American-based sport.
You're right. Maybe
it is a worldwide. They're trying to accommodate to that area. Like
England's
Damien,
here.
you're gonna get up on Sunday morning to watch it.
3:30, no. But I like that idea that Colin proposed.
Will you get up earlier than you usually will?
I definitely will wake up. I definitely will wake up to catch the end for sure.
See, the benefit is, Mike, there's two major tournaments, the French Open and the Wimbledon, that starts first thing in the morning because it's only 6-7 hours ahead,
right,
with Eastern time.
I could compare to that because I watch Premier League soccer.
Right, it's first thing in the morning.
Right.
It is the nightmare to deal with. So Cologne's actually it's not a bad idea. You record it at 3:30 in the morning. You know what? I think I will probably miss the first set, but I will probably get up at 4:30 to watch it. And I'll be in Tampa this weekend. So I'll watch it in my buddy's apartment on his beanbag chair at 4:30 in the morning with other guys because we're going to Gasparilla this weekend. So.
Why is it a beanbag chair? Why can't you sleep on a couch?
Yeah, there's about 3 other guys, and they're both already there.
Dibs.
Well,
they're
they're already there. What do you want me to do? There's nothing I don't know much I can do. So I'm assuming I'm in the beanbag chair, but I'm staying in Tampa. So I imagine I get up and you turn on the match at about 4:30.
You want my air mattress?
4:30. No.
You want to go with my air mattress?
I'm all right. No.
You sure?
Positive.
I need to get the basketball bag, by the way, when we leave tonight.
All right. No problem. But that's my plan. I'll probably get up at 4:30 and watch it. 4:30. Because I got FOMO from today. I woke up and I saw the
FOMO?
No, I saw the Alcaraz Zverev match, and I was annoyed that I missed it. That's the one thing that drives me absolutely crazy. If there's something I want to watch and I miss it, it drives me up the wall. It drives me up the wall. If we're doing something something's going on and I'm missing something important that I'd like to be watching, I get really it ticks me off. And I understand, and I make sometimes a big deal out of it. UConn Xavier on a Wednesday night, and then I'm like getting annoyed. It's not that big of a deal.
When we have youth basketball.
When we have youth basketball practice. But, it could happen. It could happen. I'm not going to lie. So missing events is, if I had to draw you a major pet peeve, it is missing sporting events. Missing a sporting event live is the easiest way to get me into a bad mood, a sour mood. So then that's kind of how I felt, but I was never going to stay up overnight. What people did. Because I was going through Twitter today, and there are people saying, like, I have work in 2 hours. I have not went to sleep.
That is a waste of time.
It's not a waste of time.
That is a waste of time.
And I can't fault you for not getting into it, but it was great. It was great.
Realistically, I could do a full day on 4 hours of sleep. Am I going to be miserable at 6 o'clock? Absolutely. But what, are you going to sleep for 30 minutes and throw the damn suit on and go to work? You're out of your mind.
You're watching history.
For what? The Australian Open?
For Djokovic? Yes.
Oh God, what a waste.
What do you?
And I know people think this with me, Damian. We're world football fans. People think I'm crazy for the United stuff. That's fine. But to stay up till 3:30 in the morning for freaking tennis, you gotta have what are you doing?
This morning, it was a historical match. Ask Damian. That Djokovic is the best tennis player of all time at 39 years of age.
What? I saw it live? Like what?
He's got you're not.
You get no extra points for it, brother.
You saw it live versus not watching it at all. That's why you want to watch it.
And Sinner has absolutely dominated the Australian Open.
He's dominated. He's dominated.
I'm wrong.
Tennis.
Listen, I know
he's the LeBron. You're talking about imagine this. It's the LeBron of tennis going again, and at 42 years old,
dude,
going against they're literally the biggest star in the world, Jokic, Gilgeous Alexander, and taking him to school after getting.
But it'll never be at 5 in the morning.
Well, I know you're talking about the time, but I'm talking about the context of the actual match.
I get it. And I know I'm dead wrong.
He's got the longevity of LeBron.
I know I'm dead wrong for not getting into the tennis, and it is shameful. But Colin.
And I don't know if you saw Colin, but there was a press before the game, and they had asked him how he felt about him always chasing.
As who?
Djokovic.
Yes.
They asked him about how he feels about always chasing. First it was Federer.
Then Nadal, and now he's chasing Yannick Sinner and Alcaraz. And he took it he was very annoyed.
Absolutely, you can tell.
He was very annoyed. Damian, do me a favor, find that audio.
Chasing, that's a word. Didn't he dominate the sport for the last 5 years?
That's why he was
got
annoyed.
the most 20. He's got the most majors in the
Then why? Then it was an out-of-pocket question, and that reporter should have his credential removed.
And he went down and took out basically the number one player in the world, like not even consideration. Here's tennis for you. It is the most lopsided sport in sports right now. You have the two tops, who Sinner and Alcaraz.
Yep.
You have a big gap. Then you have Djokovic. You have
and just because he's old, right?
Just because he's older. And you have a 7-mile gap after that, and then you get to the next guys.
Who's the guy we interviewed? Where does he fall in?
Marcos Giron.
Where's Giron fall in?
That's our guy, but yeah.
Miles off it, mate.
Well down the list.
As they say on talks.
There is such levels
Damian,
to it.
is he miles off it, mate?
There's so many levels to it. Think about it. Over a 15-year period, there's 4 majors a year. So 4 times 6, 20. There's 60 of them. 20 went to Federer, 22 went to Nadal, and 24 went to Djokovic.
How's Djokovic's English?
Excellent.
Okay.
Good speakers. He's Serbian. And the best part about the entire match is he basically complains to his coaches in Serbian the entire time. And it's so quiet that he's just barking at them in Serbian. But here, take a listen to, this is what drives a great player. Djokovic was asked, Novak Djokovic, one of the top tennis players in the world, probably the greatest of all time, asked by a reporter about chasing the other tennis players around. He took it personally. Go ahead.
When you in the early part of your career, when you were chasing Roger and Rafa for titles, and now at the back end of your career, you're chasing Yannick and Carlos.
I'm chasing Yannick and Carlos? In which sense?
In terms of winning Grand Slam titles just right now.
So I'm always the chaser and I'm never being chased.
In the meantime, you won 24 Grand Slams. But I'm saying
Thanks. It's worth saying that sometimes, right?
Sorry, I should have.
Yeah. No worries.
So what I'm saying is it possible to compare the way you felt initially when you were chasing Roger and Rafa with now when
Stop saying chasing.
Yannick and Carlos have split the last 8 slams?
Well, I find it a little bit disrespectful that you kind of miss out on what happened in between, where the times when I started chasing, as you say, Rafa and Roger, and now that I'm chasing Carlos and Yannick, and there's probably about 15-year period in between where I was dominating the Grand Slam. So I think it's important to put that in prospect and in perspective. I don't feel like I'm chasing, to be honest. Roger and Rafa will always be my greatest rivals. I have tremendous respect for what Yannick and...
That was Novak Djokovic being asked about chasing. Let me put this in perspective. You're a reporter. You ask LeBron what it's like to start the beginning of his career chasing Kobe and the end of his career chasing Curry.
All right. I mean, that guy...
That's quite literally the comparison.
Fair play to that guy because he was just chasing a headline. He wanted a headline.
Right.
He wanted his narrative. He wanted it headline.
So LeBron, your first 10 years of your career, you're going after Kobe. And then the second 10 years of your career, you're going after Curry. What is that like? That's essentially what he asked him.
And that was asked before the match. So if he needed any additional motivation, that was probably it.
Would you have stayed for 9 hours?
Oh, absolutely. I don't think there was a point in that match where you could have got up and left. For both matches, honestly.
Good point. Yeah, that's a good point. It's hard to walk away from that.
Absolutely.
Hard to walk away from that. I don't know. It was great. And I agree that the Australian timing is brutal. But I do get into it that 4 times a year when they get the majors, and it's in the middle of the night.
A final at 3:30 in the morning
Sunday.
Eastern time. Put that in perspective.
You got nothing going on Sunday.
What is that, midnight? Hang on, brother. Is that midnight?
What are you talking about?
Like West Coast time? Like imagine being that's more doable. If you're on West Coast time.
Start at midnight?
More doable than 3:30 in the morning.
It's either go to bed early or go to bed late.
Yeah, you can go to bed. You can go to bed and wake up around 3 and just start from there.
Go to bed at 8. Get your 7 hours of sleep.
This why to say hashtag I was there
to watch it.
I don't know.
Like
man.
you watch anything.
To
watch it.
That's one of those things that's out of your control. You can't watch it, man. I don't know what to tell. I'm not staying up till 3:30.
You don't have to go to bed.
Be a miserable, you know what, at work, even though
on Sunday. It's on Sunday.
I don't know, Kyle. I don't know.
It's on Sunday.
People got kids. People got lives.
If it's a 5-setter, and a 5-setter would be ballpark around 7, 8 in the morning.
Colin, people have kids.
Would you get up and watch it?
Not everyone is like us, single.
Hold on.
All right.
On Sunday, if it's a 5-setter, 5th set starts around 7:30 in the morning.
No, God, no. I got United and Fulham.
What time does that start?
9.
Great. It's your lead up.
Be locked into that.
But it doesn't start till 9.
No, because we got other matches too.
Before?
What would it take? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to
get up and watch the last set.
Colin,
just set an alarm for 7:30.
Brother, hear me out. If I didn't throw on that Alcaraz Sinner match, I don't think I'll ever put on a tennis match. That was the greatest match in the history of matches outside of Nadal,
which was
and
a
Federer.
Disgrace, by the way. It doesn't mean that's the right thing to do.
It's not, but I like interest level.
It's the same thing.
Interest level.
It's the same thing.
I don't know, man. Kyle, I'm trying to get you into Premier League football, and I just can't. And
Here's the thing.
It's a little similar to that.
Here's the problem. That's a whole season you're talking about. I'm talking about one match. I'm talking about one match. Championship right here.
It's the sport.
You just get up at 7:30.
It's the sport.
You're Mike, here's the thing. It's the only sport in the world where I can say you can miss the first 4 hours.
I want to say, too.
You can miss
I was going to say, just start with the last set.
Colin, I want to say, too, tennis players are some of the more phically fit individuals in the world.
Oh, yeah.
And it is one of the hardest sports to play.
Because it's the mental. It's a mental game.
I am not I'm not dogging tennis. It's just not the cup of tea for Mike Rizzo. That's it. And like I said, maybe I'm a phony because we got to talk about it and whatever. Does the audience even want to hear about tennis?
You don't think people in South Florida play tennis?
I just don't think it plays for the station. I think people rather hear about the godforsaken offensive coordinator the Ravens hired.
You didn't. So you didn't watch any of the Australian Open, and you'll never watch a tennis match ever.
I never said that.
Well, you did, dude. You said you didn't. I'm never going to watch Carlos and Yannick at the French Open. I'll never watch another tennis player. You said that about 11 seconds ago.
There's a lot. Like, I can't say never, but it's going to take a lot. Is that fair? Never is a word.
Because they can't stand the
Never
U.S.
is
Open because the
strong.
U.S. Open is Labor Day weekend, and you can't stand that.
It's for college football. I'm a college football maniac. Labor Day weekend is college football.
You know when you had no excuses? The French Open.
Correct.
You had no excuses.
None. I just had no interest.
You had no excuses.
No interest.
11 a.m.
Reasonable time, too.
It was 11 a.m. on a Sunday in May. You had absolutely nothing to do.
I had no interest.
You had absolutely nothing
As
to do.
you know, Prem
that
was
was a
still on.
disgrace.
Prem's still on in May. I was watching Prem.
That was a waste on your part.
No,
terrible
it
job.
was the final weekend of Prem.
Terrible job by Mike Rizzo. Damien, would you agree? That was a terrible.
By the way,
terrible
John in Strongsville, and now a new marketing facilitator. I get the
consultant.
MCs
Consultant.
marketing consultant for ESPN Cleveland, our sister station.
This is your best friend.
I don't know his dude. I don't know job titles with GKB.
Okay.
All right, but John in Strongsville
He only cares
now
about content.
Now a marketing consultant. Tennis being played at the highest level is as good as it gets in sports, and we've always butted heads on the tennis because
He's right.
Would always want to turn on the tennis.
I agree with him. I agree with him. It is as good
interest.
as it gets because
He loves it.
The thing is, you got to
John
beat the
loves
other
it.
guy. You got to beat the other guy. There's no clock. You got to beat him.
John loves it.
You're out.
I know. I told you. But to be fair, when we talk about tennis, I always say, I know I'm wrong. Do I not? I know I'm in the wrong on this. Your father would agree with me. My father agreed.
All you have to do is set an alarm for 7:30.
No, I'm all right. Kyle, we wake up at 7 in the morning every day. God forbid I get sleep until 8.
What about, that's the 11 a.m. French Open still bothers me. It was 11 a.m. There was, Mike was
He's got no
absolutely.
excuse there.
Absolutely
None. I told you I'm
nothing.
dead wrong. I told you I'm dead wrong there. Tennis is not my cup of tea, just like how soccer isn't your cup of tea.
What is everybody's cup of tea is spring training. Baseball fans, spring training 2026 of underway. Cacti Park at the Palm Beach is the place to be this year. Right here in West Palm Beach, the Astros and the Nationals are hosting some of baseball's biggest names. Cats to Cardinals, Mets, Yankees, Marlins, Orioles, Phillies, Pirates, even Team Venezuela for the World Baseball Classic all season long. Nothing beats a day at Cacti. That's sunshine, the crack of the bat, cold drinks. It really is the best seat in baseball. Spring training runs now through March 22nd. Tickets are selling fast. Cacti Park is bringing back fan-favorite promotions, such as fireworks night, happy hour games, college night, you name it, they have it. Go 4 for 4 with a family 4-pack. That's 4 tickets, 4 dogs, 4 drinks, and 4 chips. Visit cactipark.com today to lock in your seats. Spring training baseball is here in West Palm Beach. Don't miss a moment at Cacti Park. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Damian Perez. We have mostly a sense of that coaching carousel. We'll get into some of the big names hired and some of the bad ones hired on the other side of things. Stay tuned for it. A lot more to do. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Joseph Malloy, tax partner in Anshin's Construction Group.
The One Big Beautiful Bill Act, also known as the OBBBA, will have a significant impact on tax planning strategies. The bill restores and makes permanent 100% bonus depreciation for all eligible purchases made after January 19, 2025. This tax incentive will influence investments in additional machinery and equipment upgrades, providing an immediate tax deduction and helping contractors increase cash flow. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we strategically guide construction companies through the new tax law to help them develop the right strategy and enhance profitability. If you're a construction executive or owner looking to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
Hi, this is Scott Smith of Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. I have said it many times before, and I will continue to say it for many years to come. There is never a good time for a car accident to occur, and most certainly never ever a good time to suffer injuries in any type of an accident. The accident and its overall aftermath will usually cause pain, difficulty, and stress. Florida law allows accident victims to recover compensation for such losses injuries and damages. But such recovery is often not obtained easily and can require a lengthy fight with an insurance company. If you've been injured in an accident, call us now. Don't delay. The initial consultation is completely free of charge. The sooner you call us, the sooner we can put our experienced legal team to work for you. Don't hesitate or pause for another minute. Our experience, knowledge, and resources could be working for you just minutes after the call. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. 888-760-3776, the number to get into the program. We got Damian Perez, hockey sub, behind the glass today. We're at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach, having a grand old time here on ESPN 106.3 up until 6 p.m. Happy Friday. Enjoy the weekend and all those great things. Well, you know, you bet a little money on some college basketball this weekend. You bet a little money. If you bet money on Djokovic, plus 800 in that one last night, or this morning, I should say, you made a bunch of big buck. You don't know where to put it. Look no further than Flagler Credit Union.
Absolutely. And Flagler Credit Union is that local name we all know, that Flagler name, baby. They've been down here for years, and they are the people you could trust with your money. And folks, listen, if you need to borrow some money, if you're short on some cash, and listen, we all know the craziness of life could get you. If it's rent, if it's kids in school, utilities. We all know how expensive it is. If you need some fast cash, since Flagler is a nonprofit cooperative, they will charge less if you need to borrow money for that new home, for that home improvements, for that vacation, for those appliances in your home. Flagler's got you covered on the cheap comparatively to others because they are that non-for-profit cooperative. They see what they can do for you. Listen, they do business checking accounts and accounts. They do personal checking accounts. They have 4 convenient locations. Go see what they can do for you. They have spots in Boca Raton, Lake Clark Shores, North Palm Beach, and West Palm Beach. I live right here in West Palm Beach, so I head on over to that beautiful West Palm Beach location. And they are also the official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics. I'm all pumped up with how great Florida Atlantic basketball has been this year. When you go to those games, make sure you take a look at those Flagler signs and see what they could do for you. Open an account today. Visit flaglercu.org for more information, or stop by one of those 4 locations at Boca Raton, Lake Clark Shores, North Palm Beach, and West Palm Beach. Flagler, that local name and long name you've always known.
Let's figure out which coaching hires we like the most. There's 2 still available. They're both waiting for the Clint Kubiak stakes. They're going to wait till post-Super Bowl to make a decision there. That is the Arizona Cardinals and the Las Vegas Raiders. But you have 8 others that have made decisions. We're going to figure out 1 through 8, best and worst, right now. All right, Mike, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we have 2 teams that we're going to leave out. We're going to leave out Arizona. We're going to leave out Las Vegas. And we got a number to choose from. We have Kevin Stefanski to choose from, the Arizona Cardinals. We got Jeff Hafley. We got John Harbaugh. We got Mike McCarthy. We have Todd Monken, Mike's guy.
Not my guy. Not my guy, for the record. Not my guy.
We have a lot to do. All right, on that one, you want to go 8 through 1? I think we go 8 through 1.
Yeah, let's start with the worst, and let's get it out of the way. It's Todd Monken. Nobody even saw this coming. Like I said, folks, I know people that have been covering the team for 40 years, like Tony Grossi and Mary Kay Cabot. The voice out of the building was that it was going to be Nathan Scheelhaus or Jim Schwartz. It ends up being Todd Monken. Jim Schwartz was a non-negotiable defensive coordinator for head coaching candidates. The ownership and the GM wanted Schwartz to be the coordinator for whoever came in. That's why you saw a lot of guys pull their name out of the list. And then when they hired Monken, a guy who wanted Schwartz to be the defensive coordinator, Schwartz felt disrespect that he didn't get that coaching job. One of the biggest botched jobs I've seen in NFL history when it comes to hiring a coach. I blame the incompetent GM and Andrew Berry and the worst run organization in sports in the Cleveland Browns. We're good there, right? That was, hang on, I have numbers, Kyle. Hold on. Hang on, kid.
You want number 8 to be the Todd Monken.
Damien, can you turn up the hotkeys? Thank you, brother.
Number 8.
All right, there we go. Yeah.
So, Todd Monken and number 8 for the Browns.
It's not
I
even
agree with that.
wait.
I agree with that.
Like, Does anyone on this show want to argue that is the worst? That might be the worst head coaching hiring in a decade.
Definitely
That might
Definitely
be,
not.
That might be, well,
Definitely not.
Hindsight 2020. Wait till you see what Todd Monken.
Could it be worse than Urban Meyer? Probably not.
I love Uncle Herb, but probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
That was a disaster. Any of the McDaniels hires, too. Just as bad.
Herb, if you're listening, thank you for the championship at 14. Let's move on to 7.
Number 7.
Couple directions you could go here because of the 8 head coaches that have been hired, Todd Monken off the list. You still have Stefanski. You still have Joe Brady. You still have Jeff Hafley, of Mike McCarthy, Jesse Minter.
You're going to disagree with me on this? Dude, I think it's Saleh. You guys, Damien's the same way.
I don't think you put Saleh here. I think you put Jeff Hafley here.
But we say all the time on this show how the Packers are such a, the organization you want to model.
Well-oiled machine. There is no doubt.
So the GM,
John Eric Sullivan,
is a Packer guy.
Yep.
Brought in a Packer guy in Jeff Hafley,
who's been there for 2 years.
Can we really? My vote, Damien. I want you involved in this because you got to be.
Here's the thing:
the third
you
voice.
looped in Bob Saleh, but with Bob Saleh comes Brian Dable, and Brian Dable's a good offensive coordinator. You got to give him that.
Saleh isn't a head coach; he's a tier 1 defensive coordinator.
But
that's the way I look at it.
But that team has now a great defensive coordinator and a great offensive coordinator. I think that's actually a very underrated staff. I don't think that's worthy of number 7.
And listen, I could be dead wrong. All right?
I don't think that's worthy of number 7.
That's the beauty of making these lists. Like, I could be dead wrong here. In my eyes, Saleh's a defensive coordinator, not a head coach. Damien.
Wait, how about, let me throw another one out there. Did Joe Brady feel like a settle?
No, we called this. We called this on the show 6 months ago that this was. I actually like this. I think Joe Brady's towards the top. He's a quarterback guru. He's a quarterback whisperer.
He's been there. He was there.
But now he gets to build out his own staff and do things his way, not Sean McDermott's way. That's why I think this could work. Colin, am I biased with a head coach play caller? Absolutely. Could I have the blinders on here? Absolutely. But I like that they hired within the building and, for all intents and purposes, didn't settle on somebody maybe they were unsure on.
Here's the thing. They were incapable of winning, and they were incapable of getting past the big one. Were they under the impression that answer was eternal? I don't know. It kind of felt like a settle to me. I don't know.
That's fine. And he doesn't have to be higher up on the list. We can put it farther down.
I think you put Jeff Hafley here. Why do I think you put Jeff Hafley here? Because Jeff Hafley was virtually unsuccessful with the Boston College. And, yeah, he was a great defensive coordinator for the Packers for what they were looking for. Packers usually have good defensive coordinators.
He was good in Green Bay, though. Come on.
He was.
Give him some credit.
He was good in Green Bay. Is that
good
what the
for Ohio State, too, in 19.
Is that what the Dolphins needed? An inexperienced coach. Because of that, I would say no.
Damien, Saleh or Hafley? You're our deciding factor.
I'd probably go with Saleh.
So why?
Excuse me. Saleh's the better hire, so
okay.
by default.
You'd go with Hafley.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I'm overruled. I told you, it's democracy here on Russo and Rizzo.
Number 7.
Jeff Hafley, number 7. The reason I put that there is because I think the Dolphins needed experience. And see, for example, where the Steelers needed new guy, something new, and they brought in experience, the Dolphins were the other way. The Dolphins desperately needed experience, and they brought in new guy.
I feel like he also has less pressure than Saleh, too.
Speaking of, what number are we on?
7.
Number 6.
None of us know the number. It's Big Mike McCarthy.
I agree with that.
It's Big Mike McCarthy.
I agree. I don't think he's not the
Colin,
he's not the sixth worst. He's not the worst coach on that list, but the hire, contextually.
Yeah, you put it better than I could in the sense of they needed something different. This is more of the same.
Yeah, they needed something new.
And what we've been saying it on this show, it's a lateral move.
You can't go.
I think it's a lateral.
What are they
move.
worried about getting experience? You just had experience for 20 years.
Right. And
now we're we got to go experience. The Dolphins need experience. The Steelers do not need experience.
And I think it's not on brand with the Steelers because, granted, they've only had how many coaches, Cal? Go back to when they hired Mike Tomlin. Cowher was experienced. He's been there for a while. Obviously, he retired. It's a little different. But they brought in an unknown. My father, my dad, who's been covering the Browns for 40 years, he goes, Mike, I almost fell out of the seat. I go, why? He goes, remember when they hired Mike Tomlin? The first thing I said was, who the hell is Mike Tomlin? Don't you think that's what was due for this? They had Tomlin for 20 years.
Yeah, I just think contextually.
Tomlin wasn't unknown.
If Mike McCarthy...
Tomlin wasn't unknown. He won a Super Bowl.
If Mike McCarthy was hired by the Cardinals, if he was hired by the Raiders, if he was hired by somebody
even
like
Cleveland.
that... Even Cleveland. He would probably not be number 6. But the fact is that he was hired by the Steelers. I would put that at 6.
As much as I didn't even want McCarthy, I completely agree with the Browns shot. All right.
Like if he was hired by the Browns, you would not put him at number 6 here. You put him higher. Just because he's stable.
Yeah.
You wouldn't like it, but just because he's stable.
So how high are you guys on Saleh?
I would put Saleh around here.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Of the guys we have available still, we got Joe Brady. We still have Stefanski. We have Harbaugh. We have Minter, and we have Saleh.
I'm dying to get Saleh off this list, mate.
I could put Robert Saleh here.
I think in 2 years they're looking for a coach.
So why aren't you high on Saleh? Because he screwed up with the Jets? Who hasn't?
He's a coordinator. That's my sense on it.
What tells you that?
Fantastic coordinator.
What, he was with the Jets and the Jets
he handled it poorly.
Handled what part? They brought in Rodgers, and Rodgers took over the team.
And he handled it poorly.
And he tore his ACL.
Tomlin was able to handle Rodgers.
Achilles.
Tomlin, world-class coach. Get it. But he handled a lot of situations in New York very poorly.
The one thing I would say, the one thing I would add to that is Rodgers came into the Jets expecting to run the Jets. Rodgers sort of put his ego aside and checked into the Steeler Hotel knowing that he didn't run the show. That's another thing I would add. That was part of the sign-up. I think he walked into the Jets thinking that he was going to run that organization. Do I think Robert Saleh is a top 4 hire here? No. But I don't think I think you're being a little unfair because I think it's a good staff. 2 failed New York head coaches, fine. But 2 excellent coordinators. Excellent coordinators.
I don't see the vision. Dable went there to become a head coach again, to turn around Cam Ward, to put on his resume, hey, I turned around Josh Allen. I turned around Cam Ward. I deserve another opportunity that, to your credit, isn't a New York team. That's why Dable took that job. But that's fine. We'll go Saleh here. Let's do number 4.
Number 4.
I think this is where Kevin Stefanski checks in. I think it's either Stefanski or Brady here.
Yeah.
It's Stefanski or Brady.
I would agree with that. Stefanski or Brady at number 4. Top 8 coaching hires this cycle thus far, outside of the 2 that have not hired yet, and the Cardinals and the Raiders, who are waiting for Clint Kubiak's services after the Super Bowl. But so the ones we have left are John Harbaugh, Jesse Minter, Kevin Stefanski, and Joe Brady.
Yeah, I'm fine with either. I like the Brady hire for everything I said. They kept it in-house. He gets to build his own staff out. I know you could kind of see it as, hey, he called the plays for the last how many years, and it didn't work out. I hear all that. I'm more down on the GM, on Bean. He needs to do a better job of putting a roster around Josh Allen and filling some of those holes defensively and at the receiver position. Did you see what Brady said about Keon Coleman?
What did he say?
In so many words, he called Keon Coleman and said the best thing that could have happened to you and your career is me getting the head coach job in Buffalo. I like that. Trying to turn a bad situation. And listen, maybe.
Well, you know what the funny part is? You were the offensive coordinator. So where were you when this guy was nowhere to be found?
And I was about to say, maybe it's just a headline.
Yeah, right. Because he's the offense. He was there. You were you didn't just take the job. You were in the building.
Maybe
you were in the meetings with him.
Maybe Keon Coleman just stinks.
Yeah.
You know, but
he's not a professional. That's the problem with him. I listen to Stefanski here. I can listen to that.
Yeah,
I think Stefanski is a little overrated in the grand scheme of things. People love Stefanski. And he was a 2-time coach of the year. He's done good things with the Browns. But the ultimate part is, I mean, that place was a circus. Even when he never honed in the circus. And I understand he was sort of fighting a war on 3 different fronts. He's going to go into a Falcon team that has talent, that he could really get a lot out of if he plays his cards right. I will judge it then. This is a high floor job here. That if he blows us up, we're done with Kevin Stefanski.
Now the issue for me, I think Kevin's going to another dumpster fire ownership in Atlanta. I think it's another one of those teams that's constantly changing coaches, changing things up. They had those great years under Quinn. They haven't figured it out post that. And outside of Michael Vick, it's been a roster. It's been in 2 Super Bowls and lost 2. One of them was before any of us were even born on this program. But
right.
Let's move on to number
3.
What I'm trying to say is bad ownership there. This is Brady.
Yeah, Joe Brady.
I don't even think we need to go into it. We've talked about Joe Brady a lot. Number 3 is Joe Brady. Let's move on to number 2.
Number 2.
Jesse Minter checks in here.
Fair enough. And I think it'd be unfair to the career that Harbaugh has had to not put him at number 1. Jesse Minter, he's a great coordinator. All right, maybe it turns out that Jesse Minter
is a stud.
Right. And Something I told Damian in the pre-show meeting we had with him, Colin, is one thing I can't stand about the Ravens. They always do the right thing, it seems. Like, if it's hiring GM Ozzie Newsome all those years ago, if it's bringing in John Harbaugh for 2 decades, I'll go back to Brian Billick, all right? In the Super Bowl that they won in the early 2000s, this is an organization that rarely gets things wrong. Minter's probably going to be a home run.
Yeah, he's a good hire. And he's had a lot of experience in a lot of different places, and every place he has went has had successful defenses. Now, so you know he's going to do a good job there.
I'm at your two's mercy. Who is the coordinator? They hired a coordinator.
Declan Doyle, who's the offensive coordinator of the Bears.
You like it?
I don't know enough about him.
He didn't call plays.
That's it. So TBD. That's a TBD. I can't judge him on his offensive hires. That's a TBD. Big TBD.
And then number one.
Not even a consideration. This is the easiest one of the entire list. This is the perfect hire, perfect fit. Fits the glove fits perfectly.
Yeah. Ultimate floor raiser. He's going to get, in my opinion, the Giants back to reality.
The ship has been a nightmare. He gets it right.
And keep in mind, man, the Giants were the pride of the NFC for my entire childhood. When I mean my childhood, probably like, Colin, 10 to about my college. They were a team, man. They were in the mix. And this whole them being irrelevant, I think, is going to end with Harbaugh. You want to know who's punching the air? The Jets. They're punching the air that they didn't have an opportunity to go out and get the ultimate.
The Giants are a better organization to go to than the Jets are. You wonder if he would ever consider somebody like that, because the Jets are viewed as similar to the Browns. One of the jobs you don't want to touch with a 10-foot pole.
If I'm a Jet fan, I'm punching the air that we didn't even have an opportunity to talk to him.
I could agree with that. I don't think he'd ever would have went there, but I can't speak for them. I don't know. But I would be under the impression that that's a bigger job. It fits like a glove. The Giants need to right the ship. They need to stay above water. Who does that better than anybody? John Harbaugh. Our 1 through 8, the best hires of the cycle. John Harbaugh, number 1. Jesse Minter, number 2. We put Joe Brady at number 3 and Stefanski at number 4. Bob Saleh at number 5. Mike McCarthy at 6. Low, despite being an experienced, successful coach. It is not what the Steelers needed.
Circumstantial.
Right down here in Miami, Jeff Hafley at number 7. Not a successful coach with Boston College. And Todd Monken, number 8. Perhaps the Dolphins move too fast through the process. Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Damon Perez, Dulo to 5-5. On the other side of things, it's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Evan Cohen here from Unsportsmanlike, and this is what South Florida sports are all about. The Heat bringing the fire, the Panthers bringing the fight, and the football never stops. You can feel the energy everywhere you go. It's all happening right here on ESPN 106.3.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Football's biggest game is here, so make sure the only heat is on the field. Keep your home in the wind column with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can get 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in the postseason, not in your living room. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS has been the trusted MVP since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today and schedule your service now. Stay cool for the biggest game of the year.
Hey guys, Mike Rizzo here. I know you're moving soon. Don't stress it. Call Good Greek for your total relocation solution. From packing and storage to local and long distance moves, Spiro and his team at Good Greek Moving and Storage has you covered from start to finish. Trusted by families, businesses, and teams like the Heat and the Hurricanes for over 2 decades. Make your next move simple, safe, and stress-free.
Good Greek Moving and Storage. Your superhero movers.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 27 national championships, including their 3rd championship in women's soccer. Visit KUCHawks.com for the latest on the championship athletic programs at Kaiser University.
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit SignoramawPB.com.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
The big game is almost here, and on Hard Rock Bet, it's parlay time. Got a big game parlay? Get paid big bonus bets. Don't miss the $7 million big game bonus party on Hard Rock Bet. From now till the final whistle, everybody who bets a $10 same game parlay on the big game gets a share of millions. That's $7 million in bonus bets only on Hard Rock Bet. Payable in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in, we begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
What would you do with an extra $700? You can earn up to $700 per year with Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Boost Checking pays 7.0 annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's up to $700 extra to do what you love. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Colin to the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Colin!
Second hour of Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3 with Colin Russo and Mike Rizzo and Damian Perez. We're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter / X at ESPN West Palm and ESPN South Florida. Miss any of the show? Go listen back. Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, all those great places. Just go to Russo and Rizzo. Damian Perez, our producer behind the glass today. Damian, how you doing today? What's going on?
Doing excellent. How are you guys?
Not bad. Who do you like for the Super Bowl?
Seattle.
Easy?
Yeah, and it'll be a close game, but in the end, I think Seattle wins it.
Interesting.
Damian,
Comes down to defense.
Did you see your beloved Barcelona got Chelsea in the draw in Champions League?
Yes.
The Blues have owned you guys. The Blues have owned you guys a bit.
I don't know how that worked out because we qualified in the top 8, so.
The Blues have owned you. You worried about Chelsea?
Not worried.
Fair enough. Should be worried about Liverpool, by the way, because United's coming for you now.
Let's bounce around. Let's do a little 5% by Flagler Credit Union.
5 topics.
High five.
5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's get out of here.
Endless takes.
You can't handle the truth.
All gas, no brakes.
And it's shaking big time.
It's time for the 5 at 5.
Hold on to your butts.
Presented by Flagler Credit Union, proud supporter of FAU Athletics. Number 1.
The Vikings fired their GM Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah today after giving him an extension following their 14-win season in 2024. What percentage of this firing is due to the fact that former Vikings quarterback Sam Darnold is leading the Seahawks to the Super Bowl this year?
January 30th for a team that did not make the playoffs should tell you everything you need to know. The Seahawks' success and Darnold playing excellent in an NFC championship game told you everything in this story, and the fact that they did it now we're having a conversation. Because think about it. The Vikings probably let Sam Darnold walk, and those conversations probably consisted of some front office people versus coaches saying, well, Darnold's not good in a big game. We can't trust Darnold to get us all the way. He can't take a team to a Super Bowl. And what did Sam Darnold do? He turned around and did it with another team the following year. I think this is a lot of the ricochet and the turmoil from the McCarthy situation. I don't know if McCarthy was bad enough in 1 year of playing to get a guy fired, but clearly there was a disconnect. And I think if they had to choose sides, maybe Kevin O'Connell was not happy about it, and they chose Kevin O'Connell. But surprising nonetheless, because he was a respected front office man. But they made a mistake. Should have kept Darnold around.
An article from Kevin Seifert on ESPN.com described a couple of things, Colin. Now, Kevin Seifert covers the team for ESPN.com. He said he's talking about the GM Mensa. He is 7 months removed from signing what the Vikings called a multi-year contract. And then later on in the article, he mentioned throughout the season, there were talks about underlining, in quotes, tension in the Vikings building in league circles. Sources told Adam Schefter. One league source told Schefter it's been ugly in Minnesota. I could only assume that Colin's dead right, that the ugliness came from the disagreements probably of the quarterback situation. And keep in mind too, Colin, Daniel Jones walked out of that room too, right? And he got hurt. And the Colts ended up imploding.
Yep.
But he had more success than J.J. McCarthy in that season, too.
Way more.
So I find it odd that 7 months ago, they're saying they re-signed him to a multi-year extension. And then now he's gone.
That tells you that there's a major internal conflict, and they had to choose a side.
Yeah, and I could only think, I agree with you, I could only think that conflict had to be quarterback related, because what else could it possibly be? Defense wasn't that bad. They got skill players in Jefferson and Addison. It could only lead to the quarterback solution.
Number 2.
The NFL Pro Bowl is this weekend. Is there any All-Star game that misses the mark more than the NFL?
I got one. The NBA.
At least you talk about the NBA. You don't even. I don't even think about the Pro Bowl, right? There's something to that.
Well, I give the NBA credit here.
At least the
they're
selections
trying
are
something
accurate,
different.
too.
Hang on, the NBA is trying something this year with that.
Yeah,
they're copying hockey. Fair play to them. What I watched of Tyrese, I forget who, maybe Halliburton was chucking up half-court threes in the first quarter. I mean, they owed people their money back. They still owe people their money that went to that garbage in Indiana a couple of those years ago.
The one thing about the NBA is you talk about it. I haven't thought about the Pro Bowl in years.
Well, they're talking about the Pro Bowl because Shedeur Sanders is there.
Well, right. I straight up have not thought or turned on anything in regard to the Pro Bowl in years.
I could say the same thing about the NBA.
But you talk about it. Like, you have an eye on what's going on there.
Do we?
We talked about it last year, how terrible it was.
And I think the NBA...
Here's the thing. The
dunk
NFL
contest
does not
is a
even,
joke.
it doesn't even enter your consciousness.
Fair. It's for all the wrong reasons. We've been talking about the NBA All-Star Game.
For that reason, it's more culturally relevant.
And then
it is.
The dunk contest. I'm just so sour on it because I've told you guys about time. The NBA was my favorite league in the world for about 25 years of my life. And what it's turned into for me is it's very alarming. And the dunk contest, it's specifically with All-Star Weekend, the dunk contest is a joke. No star wants to do it. The three-point contest has turned into a mockery. And the game, none of them try, and they have to try to bribe them with money. There's so many things wrong with that league. And I think that the All-Star Game is a direct reflection of the issues the NBA is having and how Adam Silver is driving it into the ground. David Stern's rolling in his grave from what that league has turned into.
Mike will never not take an opportunity to bash the NBA.
Down on it, man. Why should I be high on a league where I don't have to watch until the final week of March? It's an issue.
Well, here's the thing.
It's a major issue.
I agree. The regular season is not good.
It's a major issue.
But the Pro Bowl is a disgrace. There is no interest in the Pro Bowl. I don't even think the NFL needs an all-star system. I don't. I do not think so. It is too easy to get hurt. There's no way you can't even convince college guys to suit up for their bowl games. There's no way you can convince professionals to play competitively in any sort of all-star environment. The best way to do it, have them do this little event where the skills competitions and call it a day like what they're doing. That's it. I could care less about what's going on up there.
Now Giannis wants out, you hear?
which he's allowed. You're wrong there. He's allowed to want out.
They gave up everything to make him stay in the offseason. And he tweeted that he liked the moves.
I agree.
What do you mean?
He's been a little back and forth, but to say that he hasn't earned himself the right to eventually leave Milwaukee, you're wrong.
I was told Miles Turner is an all-star.
He's not.
A bum. And he was a bum last year. And you'll never see anything from that Indiana team for another decade.
Did more than ever Cleveland ever could without LeBron. They were a torn Achilles away from doing the most improbable NBA postseason run in the history of the sport. Keep that in mind.
Kyle, this isn't about Cleveland.
You're not being fair to Pacers because if
Colin, you'll never see that team again.
Tyrese Halliburton doesn't tear his Achilles,
does not
tear his Achilles in the first quarter of the Game 7 of the NBA Final.
The way
they beat Oklahoma City, and it's the best run in the NBA. In the history of the NBA.
The way they run, the luck show, the fountain of youth that Tyrese Halliburton,
Fountain of youth, he is young.
The bad example. The luck show and game winners that kid was saying. It was a fluke. The run was a fluke. And you'll never see that team again.
They did it in Game 2 against the Bucks. The Bucks. They did it in Game 2 against the Cavs. They did it in Game 1 against the Knicks. They did it in Game 2 against the Thunder.
Do that again.
You'll be a little fair.
You'll not do that again. But Colin, is there bitterness?
You want to talk about luck? Their best player tore his Achilles in Game 7. How's that for luck?
Luck show.
How's that for luck?
Luck show. And it finally ran out. The bag of tricks.
The bag of tricks? He tore his Achilles.
The bag of magic.
You're being unfair because they knocked off the Cavs, and the Cavs were a disgrace.
Colin,
They won 65 games, and not a soul could remember it.
They ran out of beanstalks. They ran out of magical beans.
You got to give the Pacers credit. That was a great all-time good Thunder team.
The team is irrelevant without Halliburton. Irrelevant.
That's fine.
That's a bad injury. Colin, it's a bad injury.
Most teams are irrelevant without their star player. All teams are irrelevant without their star player, unless you're Boston.
Colin, it's a bad team. That's a bad team without Halliburton. It's a bad team.
You know what?
Team. That's how I know it's fluky. Whole thing was fluky with me in that Indiana.
If Donovan Mitchell got hurt, the Cavs would be for the entire year.
Colin, the Cavs aren't winning anything.
Point being,
they're not winning.
If Jalen Brunson got hurt, the Knicks would be a disgrace. I mean, you go down the list.
But Colin, I'd have to look because it's January and no one cares about the NBA standings at this point. I'd have to go
Pistons, number one.
That's not what hang on, Dame.
The Pacers, they're bottom of the Eastern Conference.
I took the Pacers under this year. You think that's going to hit? I took the Atlanta Hawks under. You
some savant? Oh my God!
I'm not trying to claim to be some savant.
You took the Bucks to beat them in 6 in the first round. They went all the way to the final. What are you, some savant?
Colin, I'm not claiming to be a savant. But that was the easiest money in the world is that team was going to be awful this year because the players aren't good.
And you're acting like that's a knock. You're acting like that's a knock because they lost their best player to an Achilles tear.
And then they traded Miles Turner. Do I think he's an all-star? No, but it was a key cog. There was a key cog into the team. That guy, who by the way, Miles Turner, a guy they tried to trade for about a decade.
I thought he stunk.
Listen, it was a key piece in a mediocre team that got lucky in the postseason.
You don't get lucky in the postseason if you beat the Bucks, if you beat the Cavs, if you beat the Knicks. You don't get lucky in those spots. They took the Thunder to 7. How is that lucky? How is that lucky? It's not lucky. Yes, improbable, absolutely. Unbelievable, absolutely.
You'll never see him again. That's just my point. I didn't mean to.
You're acting like you're.
I didn't mean to get in this. You'll never see.
You're acting like
you'll never hear of that Halliburton again. You'll never hear of the Pacers.
You're down on Halliburton, a likable star who took that Thunder team, who's a bunch of villains, to 7 games and got hurt in Game 7 in a game which he already had 8 points in the first 5 minutes, and we're knocking him. That's not fair.
Maybe not. You won't see that team again. It was fluky to me. That's it. Am I dead wrong? Maybe. It's my take on it.
Fluky, they overperformed.
It was a good story. It was a good story for a league that needed one. I'll tell you that.
Excellent story. Excellent run.
For a league that needed one, Kyle.
Unbelievable. And they tore the Cavs to shreds, and it bothers you. And they just beat the blood.
This isn't about Colin.
This
isn't about Cleveland.
This isn't about Cleveland. They tore the Cavs to shreds.
Fine, but this
tore
isn't
them apart. Couldn't keep them. Couldn't stay with them.
This isn't about Cleveland.
This is about Cleveland. The reason you don't like the Pacers.
No one cares.
The reason you're saying this is because they beat down the Cavs.
No one cares.
You're saying that.
They got 12 wins this year. I wish them the best of luck. They're going to need it.
What's next?
I don't know.
3?
What number is it?
3?
Number 3.
Number 3. So Novak Djokovic beat Jannik Sinner in the Australian Open semis early this morning. Colin, explain to Mike and to our audience how significant this is for Novak Djokovic.
The question was how big it was?
Yes, how significant is it for a 38-year-old to win an Australian Open against...
I feel like I should sit in the corner with the dunce cap on for this.
You got to imagine it this way. Novak Djokovic, who's one of the top male athletes in this century of sports. 24 Grand Slams. He wants to get the illustrious 25. He has not gotten the 25th. It has been a little about 2 years, I want to say, since his last slam. And he just beat, well, number 1 and number 2 are Sinner and Alcaraz. You flip-flop them. But they are at a level that is so unattainable to the common folk of tennis, of the elites of tennis. The number 7 player in the world, Ben Shelton, who's the top American, played Jannik Sinner in the quarterfinal, and Jannik Sinner did not break a sweat. Ended the match in about an hour, 45 minutes. Djokovic going into the Fountain Youth, as unbelievable as it gets, he was a plus 800 favorite. 800 favorite. Jannik Sinner was minus 1,500. So if he beats Alcaraz somehow on Sunday, it will be the epitome of his career. It will be the most impressive slam of his career. He's got LeBron's longevity, and he's got Jordan's winning. That's who Novak Djokovic is, and it's bizarre. Let's move on to number 4.
Number 4.
The Seattle Seahawks are expected to go up for sale after Super Bowl, 60, with valuations projected between 7 to 8 billion, potentially an NFL record. What does a price tag like this say about the league's future?
I missed the number. What was the number?
7-8 billion. It's a lot of money.
Well-run league.
It's if you are a billionaire, it is the fastest way to become a ultra billionaire.
Yeah, but I don't buy some of these baseball teams that say they have no money and they're losing money. That's a load of baloney too. But to Colin's credit, this is the ultimate league right now, right? It's the ultimate league, the NFL.
And then it's the best. It's the best investment you can make,
correct?
At least in the NBA and in the NFL, for sure.
And even dare I say in the world, it's the biggest cash cow in sports. And it proves it with the ratings. It proves it with the bottom dollar.
And the salary cap's going to it's raised by $100 million in 4 years.
Now
it's going to be $300 million. It was $200 million in 2022.
If I'm going to be fair, the NBA has too much power to the players. The NFL doesn't have enough power to the players. There needs to be a middle ground there, I think. I think the players kind of get screwed for a lot of reasons sometimes because of the way it's set up. But I'll tell you what, man, it is the cash cow, and it is the league that everyone wants a piece of. Truly is. I love that we have all the football here on ESPN 106.3 too. I can always count on our station having one of the football games if I'm driving around.
Number 5.
Number 5.
Last but not least, yesterday on Theoretically Speaking, Theo and CCAP proposed the idea of a third-place game in the NFL to replace the Pro Bowl this weekend. The players would be rewarded with pay bumps for winning that game, and the teams would be rewarded with improved draft status going from the late 29 or 30 up to pick number 19.
What?
The worst playoff team's pick. This would also...
Why would they get pick 19? That's the one thing I don't understand. I can understand the pay bump. Why do they get pick 19? Pick 19 goes to a team that lost in the wild card round.
We're all good on a third place game. I'm all good. I have no interest. And I don't think the teams would either. I don't think the teams would either.
I'm just shooting from the hip here. If they're talking about pick 19 making it attainable, so what they would do is the person that loses in the wild card round or the team that loses in the wild card round, they would go to, pick 20 instead of 19. And they want the teams to continue playing hard because they want to get pick 19. Let me tell you one thing right now. Players do not care about draft position. So that's number 1. Number 2 is, why would you do that when there is no precedent elsewhere? And what are you going to, why would you, the part of the Super Bowl's allure is 2 weeks, then the game. They got the week off, then you got the game. What, are we preparing for a third place game when they're playing for nothing except for draft position? Who does that suit outside of the team that is playing in the game, or the fans, not even the players?
Damian, walk me through again everything that has to do with this third place game, and we'll break it down by each thing.
So the players would get a pay bump.
It's fine. That's how you get them.
And you got to give them an incentive, I guess, for a meaningless game.
And then winning the game, the teams would be rewarded with improved draft status, going from the late 29 or 30s up to pick number 19.
Absolutely not. Next.
the worst playoff teams pick. The worst also replace the bogus Pro Bowl nominations with celebrations of the all-pro teams instead.
Now, that's actually a pretty good idea because, as we said earlier in the 5 at 5,
Celebration
no one cares.
how? So what do they want to do? They just want to do like a ceremony and then they didn't say anything with that?
I just, I'm okay on a third. I don't need to watch a third-place game. I'm all
I mean, like, I don't need. I'm not dying for football this weekend. I'm not. You know, I'm waiting for the Super Bowl, and then football season's over.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's like, oh, you know, I need football. It's we've had plenty of football the last month. You know, plenty. It is past football season. You get the Super Bowl coming up, and then you're on to the next big thing is college basketball, the NCAA tournament, and then you get into the Stanley Cup, the NBA playoffs.
Now, you
There's your season.
You forgot an important cog. The Major League Baseball, brother.
Which starts in April, but yes.
And end of March. You know, it's March 26th this year.
Yeah, World Baseball Classic.
Earlier and earlier.
Right.
Every year.
So that will start, you know, end of March, early April. But that's the season. So I'm not dying for a third-place game because, I mean, if we're sitting here saying that, you know, Rams-Broncos with Jarrett Stidham this weekend will be a big-time matchup, I mean, geez, really?
I'm good.
I'm all good. I don't need to see the Rams play the Broncos for what? For a draft selection?
Players would never sign up for
Players
that.
don't care about draft selection. Look at the guys. Look at the teams who are incapable of tanking.
And I get it. They said that the
financial incentive.
Exactly, but I'm going to, you know.
It's a little demoralizing. I don't need it. I don't know. I don't see why the NFL needs it either. That was your 5 at 5 presented by Flagler Credit Union. Mike and I will send you off into the weekend, make a couple picks against the spread. We'll put together a parlay for Blitz the Book. Stick around for it's on the other side of things. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
What's the Anajar and Levine difference? When you're injured in a car crash, we focus on your case so you can focus on the one thing that matters most, getting better. I'm Glenn Levine with Anajar and Levine. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com.
That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Experience the world's premier equestrian event right here in Wellington, Florida. The Winter Equestrian Festival brings together Olympic and world champion riders and horses from all around the globe for 13 weeks of elite international competition and unforgettable moments. Don't miss the iconic Saturday Night Lights, high-energy show jumping, incredible atmosphere, and excitement under the lights. Now through March at Wellington International. Visit WellingtonInternational.com for more information. Wellington International, where champions are made.
What would you do with an extra $700? You can earn up to $700 per year with Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Boost Checking pays 7.0 annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's up to $700 extra to do what you love. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
Football's biggest game is here, so make sure the only heat is on the field. Keep your home in the wind column with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can get 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in the postseason, not in your living room. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS has been the trusted MVP since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today and schedule your service now. Stay cool for the biggest game of the year.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that wants to learn more about careers with Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast, professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Funnel cake, rise, farm animals.
Wake up, South Florida Fair.
Don't tell me what's fair. What? The South Florida Fair is open? Why didn't you say so sooner? Countless attractions, vendors, mouth-watering food. There be something for everyone. See all the activities at southfloridafair.com or download the Fair app. Open now in West Palm Beach.
January 16th to February 1st.
Hey guys, Mike Rizzo here. I know you're moving soon. Don't stress it. Call Good Greek for your total relocation solution. From packing and storage to local and long-distance moves, Spiro and his team at Good Greek Moving and Storage has you covered from start to finish. Trusted by families, businesses, and teams like the Heat and the Hurricanes for over 2 decades. Make your next move simple, safe, and stress-free.
Good Greek Moving and Storage. Your superhero movers.
Tough loss, but champions respond. I'm attorney Brian Lebovic. As proud UM alums, we know how to compete at the highest level.
I'm Esther Lebovic. At the Lebovic Law Group, we bring a championship mindset to every injury case: preparation, discipline, and relentless execution.
When a client's future is on the line, we don't just show up, we play to win.
Don't wait. Dial 8-561-888-8888. No fee unless we win for you.
Visit Lebovic.com.
Hiring a lawyer is an important decision. Past results do not guarantee future outcomes.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
ESPN 1063.
Go down the Hard Rock Bet app today and you could bet on just about anything. That's college basketball, bet on the Australian Open final, go golf. You can do anything you want on the app. Farmers Insurance is going on. You got Brooks Koepka back in the mix on the PGA Tour. Bet all this on the app. Go get started. Put just $5 into the app, and you could bet on anything. And if you win that first $5 bet, you get $150 in bonus bets immediately deposited into your account. Now you get $150 to play with. Go check out the Discover page. See what other users are betting. See what other users are putting together. And you can tap and tag along on their stuff. You could use it to inspire your own parlays. Do it all on the app. It's available today in the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. It is Hard Rock Bet, offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus, physically present in Florida. The wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or somebody knows a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE. All right, we got a couple things this weekend that we could touch on. Let's have some fun. We haven't done it in a while. Let's blitz the book with Hard Rock Bet.
Send some heat. Pin your ears back. It's time to blitz the book. Presented by Hard Rock Bet.
Blitz the book, Hard Rock Bet on ESPN 106.3. All right, how big of a parlay? Damien, you're going to do this with us behind the glass. Mike Rizzo and Colin Russo. How big do we want this parlay to be heading off into the weekend? 5, 6 legs? More than that? Less than that?
It's about standard. I'd say 5.
Let's go with 5. Colin, I know you're locked into it tonight. Let's do the Battle of Michigan tonight.
Yeah, Tom Izzo's birthday, and they've won the last 4 times they've played on Friday nights too. Michigan State, that is. This is going to be a difficult game for Michigan to win. Michigan State's got a top defense in the league. Michigan's coming off kind of a fluky game earlier against Nebraska where they didn't lead for any point of the game. I think they're flirting with losing. I'll go Michigan State tonight.
Let's do it. You don't have to tell me to bet against Michigan.
Straight up is plus 100. Let's do that. Plus 1.5 does absolutely nothing for anybody. Another big game, which is today, St. Louis and Dayton. St. Louis, Mike, who, by the way, A10, one of the top.
Pelicans, baby.
They're
Very
great.
familiar. Kyle,
They're
very
great.
familiar.
They got a new coach, first year as a D2 guy. They are a top team in terms of field goal percentage and three-point percentage. They are fighting for an at-large bid. They're playing Dayton tonight, it's 9.5. It's gonna be it's the most packed and most expensive game in the history of that arena in St. Louis to get in. They're minus 9.5 in the game. I would not touch that, but I would take the over/under over 152.5.
Let's do it. A lot of points. Still got to tell me to root for points. Colin, can you? I apologize. My phone's dead.
What do you
my
like?
Charger's at home.
What do you want?
Let me. What's that Kentucky Arkansas line? Obviously, folks, the Kentucky Wildcats, new second-year head coach Mark Pope.
Sort of a warm seat.
And then Arkansas, they're the 15th ranked team in the country, and their head coach is John Calipari, who led them to the Elite Eight last year in his first year. It's a battle of old versus
Cal
new.
won that game.
Yeah, and it's a battle of old versus new coming up this weekend, 6:30 on ESPN coming up tomorrow night. So when we're all freezing our butts off with the 50-degree weather, we can watch Coach Cal take on his former team, the Kentucky Wildcats.
Only got the games tonight on the Hard Rock Bet app available.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
None of that. We're going to have to do. We already have 2 in the college basketball sphere.
So we're good. Yeah, we're good. Now let's
men's and women's final for the Australian Open.
No. I'll find you a Premier League. Let's do Premier League.
Mike,
Damien, let's
stay in the flames. Stay in the flames with your team, Manchester United.
But I mean, the odds have to be astronomical. No.
Let me get you those odds.
I mean, dude, it's Fulham at home. It's going to be United minus like 300. If anything, I would look at
minus 180. It's not bad.
I would
take the line, the run line.
Over under. Damien? What's the over under for United and Fulham for goals?
2.5 minus 150.
God,
I don't like that.
No, it's not good odds. That's the thing. Let me give you.
I would take him to. How about you take him to win minus 180? You add it to a parlay. You just got to add an extra leg to it.
Fair enough. They'll win. I just think that it's the Colin likes making the astronomicals. Damien. Manchester City at Tottenham. Is there a chance Tottenham gets out of their funk?
I don't know.
With Thomas Frank coaching for his job at this point in that league right now.
I don't know. I don't think the vibes are right in Tottenham. I mean, they
They're
tried picking
also
up
plus 375. Is that the type of thing you want to add to a parlay?
I just think this is Tottenham. Do you buy Thomas Frank? Is this a game where he shows up coaching for his job? Yes or no? Man City, by the way, all of a sudden in a title race with Arsenal dropping points. I don't know. It seems like a game to me that that Tottenham can maybe win.
Coming off a win in Champions, too.
I don't know. I like Tottenham
but
to
I
win.
agree with
Something tells
Colin.
me.
To risk the whole parlay for a plus 300.
Fair enough.
You don't get a lot of odds out of that. That's the problem.
Can I sell you on Nottingham Forest at home against Crystal Palace? Palace has been shocking.
Yeah.
They are out of the FA Cup, losing to a team worse than Grimsby Town. Can I sell you on Nottingham at home? What do those odds look like?
Now that we can. Nottingham.
That could be plus odds.
Nottingham
too.
is minus 110.
I actually like that a lot.
Yeah,
I like that
odds.
a lot. I like Nottingham at home to beat Palace.
All right. Outside of
that
that, Farmers Insurance Open, there's nothing good odds in terms of just to win it straight up. I don't like that. Are you hot in any winner for the men's? Do you think Novak Djokovic will complete it, or do you think Carlos Alcaraz is going to take him down?
I would take Alcaraz, but that's minus 325.
Doesn't really help you.
No.
Is there like a spike line?
What about Arina Sabalenka in the women's final tomorrow morning? She is minus 160.
I feel like Sabalenka's got a chip on her shoulder.
I would agree with that. I think that's not a bad one to throw on there if you'd like. But you can do that, or, I could give you a couple mid-major college basketball games if you want. We could do that. We already got 4 in the parlay. We have Man U, Nottingham Forest, and then over 152 in the Dayton-St. Louis game, and then Michigan State to win straight up against Michigan tonight.
What about the NBA?
You want to see what's going on in the NBA tonight? Actually, not a bad idea.
Very volatile in the month of January.
Toronto plays Orlando. I believe Orlando's on a back-to-back.
Kyle, who's the team that's going to win by 35 in that league?
And Toronto's played well.
Yeah.
And they played very well as of recently. I don't know how healthy they are. I don't have a lineup update, but I don't hate that one at all.
Damian, there are multiple.
Winning on the road. Jokic is coming back tonight against the Clippers. I would go Denver plus 2.5 at home. I know they're on a back-to-back, but I would do Denver.
And I believe Kawhi Leonard is questionable.
Let's do Denver. That's an easy one. Let's see if Jokic
They're
maybe
home dogs.
might be minutes restriction tonight, but Denver's played well even in his absence. I think Jokic coming back will make a big difference. 9 o'clock. I like that as well.
The Joker.
Brooklyn's on a back-to-back, too, against the Utah Jazz. They have not played well.
Are we dead in the
No,
water?
we're not dead. Again, Mike, we need a 4-game win streak.
I just love asking.
And we essentially
asking you that.
win the bet.
I just love asking you that.
You need to have another big December.
It's for context. Colin and I took the Brooklyn Nets over win total on the season, which is what, 20
and a half.
Okay, so we need 21 wins. My brother said it was a clown bet, and we might as well burn our $20 bill. And
They went 8 and 7 in December.
I really want to screenshot that ticket cashed in a couple of months here. So we're going to need them to figure it out.
8 and 7 in December. They just need to recapture some of that.
We're going to need them to figure it out, Kyle.
They've had a bad January. There's no doubt about that. They've had a bad January. They have not played good defense. But so here's what we got. 5-leg parlay plus 2,100 is Michigan State to win straight up against Michigan tonight. You need the over in points, Dayton and St. Louis. Manchester United to win in the game result just straight up, minus 180. Nottingham Forest to win straight up, minus 110. And then the Nuggets tonight with Jokic coming back at home against the Clippers, plus 2.5. Minus 110 there, plus 2,100. I like it. Bet 10 to win $227.
Wow. Sign me up, Coach.
All right, let's lock that in. No problem there.
Honorable mention. I also like the Pistons.
Against the Warriors tonight?
Against the Warriors, yeah.
Is it home? Are they home?
They're on the road.
They're at Golden State.
They're on the road.
Yeah.
Did the Pistons play last night? They did not. Neither did the Warriors. So I don't hate that one. And, Pistons have played great. They have a healthy lead in that conference. The thing about Golden State is everybody's wondering whether Golden State's going to make a move for Giannis. So they got trade rumors. Some people think they're going to ship out Jimmy Butler, who they acquired last year at the trade deadline, and now they're going to ship him out to Milwaukee to go rot with Damian Lillard.
Is he disgruntled? Does he want out?
I don't think he has a choice in this one. If they can get Giannis, they'll pack his bags for him.
Golden State 27-22 in the 8th seed right now.
The idea is that you can get out of that Jimmy Butler contract in the offseason.
Yeah, they're just trying to retool. They're trying to maximize Curry.
Well, that's the same contract he was on for Miami.
Yeah, he's just trying to maximize Curry. That's it. Curry's still playing well. Curry's still great. Jonathan Kuminga has never wanted to be there, but he doesn't have a market elsewhere. They're trying to get rid of him.
I don't think Kerr likes him too much.
And the thing is, they have picks that teams like because when Curry retires, everybody's under the impression that Golden State will not be very good.
I think the worst kept secret is that Jonathan Kuminga just isn't good. Guy's not good. He'd be playing if he was good. I promise you. He'd be playing on that team if
I don't
he
think
were
he's
any
any good
good
either. I agree with that. But it's weird. I don't think Brian Windhorst came out on ESPN and said he's under the impression that the Warriors are the team to beat in the Giannis sweepstakes. I do not agree with that whatsoever. You know who should do it and it'll break the NBA? The Thunder.
I mean, technically they have the dude. Colin, that's a 38-11 roster who won the championship last year. You really want to blow that to smithereens?
That's the problem. I think they're maybe a little too proud in what they've built and seeing it through and everything.
You want to know who could get him is San Antonio.
San Antonio can also get him. That would make sense.
They got a ton of young players. They got draft picks.
Right.
You put him, dude. Can you imagine a starting, 3 of the starting 5 of Wembanyama, Giannis, and De'Aaron Fox?
Right. Dude. They'd have to give up 2 or 3 players in every pick they have. So I don't know. The one thing about them is, do you want to expedite that process? They get so many young stars. Wembanyama is a great player, but he's not there yet.
Didn't you just tell me it's Giannis though?
It's Giannis.
That's the pushback. That's the only pushback I have.
It's Giannis. So you're kind of sacrificing a youth movement in favor of win now. If they want to do that, I don't think it's a bad move. I'm not going to criticize any team for going to get Giannis. I'm not. But it's a matter of what the Bucks would take back. Would the Bucks take the Spurs what they can offer back? Absolutely. Would they take Jimmy Butler?
Yeah.
Bucks they don't want Jimmy Butler.
No,
they
no
don't
one
want
wants
Jonathan Kuminga.
No one wants him, and no one's going to pay
They
him.
need a young superstar.
Forgive me for thinking that Butler would want to do a trade and a contract. Isn't it an expiring contract this year?
Well, here's the thing. Like
I got to look that up.
The team that's trading for Jimmy Butler's a trade piece. They don't want to sign him. Unless it's a random middling team. Nobody wants Jimmy Butler. The Bucks don't want Jimmy Butler. They're okay on him. They're all set.
Well, if they get rid of Giannis, Colin, they want to rebuild. And bringing in an aging star like Jimmy Butler doesn't do anything.
Anybody any good.
Now, I apologize for those of you listening. Jimmy Butler agreed to a 2-year, $111 million extension. So, this year, Colin, and next year, Jimmy Butler under contract.
Right.
So,
No, you're getting him. It's not. Yeah. He's not a pending free agent.
Contract ends in the 2026-2027 season. So I apologize. He didn't want to do a sign and trade. He's making a lot of money.
No, he's just a piece to get Giannis. That's what it is. He's a piece to get Giannis. He'll sell tickets. He'll be a pretty good player. He'll carry you to the end of the line for what the Bucks are currently trying to do. I mean, you're telling me the Thunder shouldn't consider it? Why wouldn't the Thunder consider it?
They won a championship last year and you're an 11-loss team in about 50 games played. I probably wouldn't want to screw stuff up. That's if you're Sam Presti, who has built that team from draft picks, young players, and allocating money very, very wisely. It just doesn't seem like a move that they would do. That's the pushback for the Thunder. Yep. But you're right. They do have the most to offer. You can offer any of their young players that play in their 8 to 10 guys that play. They have draft picks. They've swindled teams time in and time out. This would be a chance to take a gamble. You don't need to gamble. You're the best team in the league.
Right. The one thing I would add to this is before the last 4-game stretch, the Thunder are 21-4 without Jalen Williams, who's making $275 million, 24 years old.
But he was
a good player.
Key. He was key to that championship.
He was excellent in the conference final. Get it. But I'm just saying, if they're good without him, put Giannis in there.
How many years does Giannis have?
On his contract? Or just total?
Just like...
He's 31, 32 years old. I mean, you're getting him for 4 or 5 years. You're getting him for 4 years. So
it's fair.
You're doing it to capitalize on a championship window. Now, everybody's under the impression that the Heat should make a move for him. The Heat are going to have to trade up a whole lot to go get him. They'd want Adebayo and they'd want Hero. Or they want Adebayo and they want Yakachonis. They want Jaquez. They want everybody.
The whole farm.
They'll take that.
They want everybody. And then every pick you have.
Now, Damian told me before the show he wanted that.
You'd like that.
Damian, by the way, South Florida kid and Heat fan.
Yeah, we've been in the play-in for the last 3 seasons. I mean, agree. It's time to at least try and make a splash.
And Spoelstra's good with the star. He's good with a star. Always has been. So maybe that's a good idea. Maybe that's a good move. That is Damian Perez, our producer behind the glass. Appreciate him giving us his time today. Appreciate you guys sticking along with us. Go check us out on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, all those great places. Just go to Russo and Rizzo. You can listen it back, or you can watch it back on our social media at YouTube at ESPN South Florida, and on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN West Palm. Stay tuned for Saturday Tailgate tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. with Mike Rizzo and Damian Perez. Myself and Kate Chums are doing a later Sunday huddle this week, 3 p.m. You can hear us right here on ESPN 106.3. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the weekend without football unless you're watching the Pro Bowl. For then, I pray for you. And outside of that, enjoy the rest of the week. Enjoy your weekend. We'll be back at it on Monday. This has been Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows